Today marks World Health Day. Doctors say a good time to make sure that both your physical and mental health are in check. Touro family medicine physician Dr. Meredith Maxwell joins us now with some ways to boost your overall health. Good morning, doctor. So what changes can a person make to get a little boost in their health?
Well, of course, we always talk about the diet, the sleep, the regular exercise, but being a well-informed healthcare user is something that we really haven't talked about much in the past. Being prepared for your visits is really important to make the most out of your visits.
But before we get to that, it seems like every time we do one of these segments, you and I, and you mentioned sleep, happens to come at a night when I got very little sleep. I don't know what it is. It's just a personal observation. But I mean, is there a link between sleep and exercise, for example?
I mean, there's a link between sleep and pretty much everything. Obesity, heart disease, you wake up feeling mentally and physically better, so you're more apt to take care of yourself that day. You're more prone to exercise that day because you've had a full tank. If you don't, you're going to eat more poorly because you have less stamina. You're not going to want to do that exercise that day. So it really is a domino effect, and it's so important, and we really don't stress that enough.
I avoided that donut at 4 this morning, but it was tough.
Good for you.
When you talk about maximizing, your work with a medical professional, with your doctor, what do you mean?
Yeah. So come in prepared. Know your questions that you have for your healthcare provider. Really think about all of your symptoms. And if you need help with that, we would love to send you some kind of questions to think about before your visit. Know your family history. Know how to navigate the system. Like, for instance, you can email me at any time with questions and things like that. Can your provider do that for you? Can you get in touch with them? Is it going to be playing phone tag? You really want to know how to navigate if you have an issue or a question or a problem.
Well, and there are lots of ways to learn about health conditions that you may have today with research on the internet, but you really have to be careful about whether you're dealing with, the Mayo Clinic, for example, or some credible organization.
You do, and I give my patients a list of those credible organizations because you can really get lost in the deep, dark web, and you don't know if the information that you're reading about is even valid. So you really want to talk to your provider about, where do I go if I have questions? I always refer them back to me, of course, but sometimes they want to do some things by themselves. So I give them those credible websites that they can depend on for good information.
All right, and I know, as always, your message, the message from healthcare providers: get your checkup, get that blood work. It may save your life.
Exactly. Preventative care. If you don't have a primary care doc, find one.
All right, Dr. Meredith Maxwell, thanks as always.
Yes.